Hello, everybody. This is Connie Skaggs from Ladson, South Carolina. And let me make sure I've got my volume up. I do. And I'm right outside of Charleston area. And so anyway, I thought I'd come on today and do my YouTube video for this week. I had some couple ideas on that my upline had shared with me and some others and some new paper packs that are out. So I'm not sure that you're familiar with it, but I'm gonna go ahead and change my screen so you'll be able to see. And we'll go from there. But I'm gonna concentrate on a few tools today and just as a refresher on a few things. So this is Poolside Paradise. And of course, I've got it in one of our power project folders, because it'll hold a couple packs and it holds the mats here I've got. It holds my stickers and my embellishments that would come with this one on the back here. And I'm not going to use everything today. I'm just going to show you a couple tools and how to cut them and stuff. So, and this is what we consider a smaller collection. This can only be got now, this playbook, by digital. And so, I got it with the bundle. And so we have a lot of these fun pool papers, pools, your little drinks, and things with pineapple and stuff like that. And, a lot of fun things. So I'm going to use a couple of them today, but the papers are gorgeous. Lots of tile. This is fun, for, drinks or summer mixes. These tile, this is chill, cool side, dive in and relax, But look at this one, it's already kind of a done deal to show you kind of a two texture thing, and then you just put your photos on there. I mean, that's don't need hardly anything else. I showed you the bubbles, and then here's a little wavy stripe looking. This is another one with tile around it and looks like water, so it actually looks like a pool. This is I'm going to use this piece today, and the back side looks like this. So remember, I've showed you how to use a busy paper and stuff. So and another thing I'm going to use is just out cardstock so that you can be able to see those. And you don't have to keep them back in this bag if you don't want to. I'm just kind of putting it in. It kind of corrals everything, but you don't need it inside if you put it inside one of these Power Project folders. We also have Power Sleeves and Power Project pockets. And so that would even hold a small collection. So, but I'm actually going to show a few things. And so one, I'm going to take this pool paper here and I want to show this new bubble scallop. Isn't that cute? And so let's see. And what you want to do is we're going to fold it in half because I'm going to use, I make things with a 2-page spread. And so you just go ahead and line it up at the bottom. And fold. Now we're going to punch on the crease. And the reason is because it's going to make us 2 pieces, one on each side. Now, our border punches, for them, there's always a little black line out here. And you can do it either way, left or right, so it does not matter. But that little line there is where you'll want to slip your paper in and be sure it's on that line. That's why it's giving you this whole punch the first time around. Then you're going to slide it and you match up these little holes and punch again. And so we keep doing that, and you can do it either side. I have a tendency to go, well, I don't know which way you call this. I start here and I go this way. So I'm kind of going from, I guess, right to left, probably the same way I read is what I think of it as. Okay, so remember, this is the folded edge. And so you're going to punch. Then you just scoot it down until these little bubbles in this top covers up the blue that's under here until you can't see that. And then that way it matches up with your next punch. And you just keep doing that all the way down. And you want to be sure that it's all the way up to the edge here. And so, anyway, did and put it in the comments, anybody that got the new punch. And so, okay, so here's how this looks. Now look here though. I've got two pieces that are just alike. All right. Now you can save some of those bubbles if you want to. I might keep some of the bigger ones just for some bubble scenes, maybe up the side. I don't have to, but I'm going to pull a few of these larger ones out. I mean, I probably should keep some of the larger and medium ones. I don't want to keep all the tiny ones. And so I'm just going to pull a few over to the side. Because those would go good on a journal box, around a little area of a picture or something that you want to be sure to show, um, something that would work. And so I'm just going to pull those few over and get rid of this trash here. Now, because I do everything, we have our 13 by 13 inch mats, and I know I've told you all this before. And I've had my tape. I have two taped together on the back with masking and duct tape, I guess it is. Yeah. And so anyway, that's what I use to put everything, so that I can be sure I've got my measurements right. Scooting this out of the way. And so I decided to build on cardstock. Someone had asked me, do you always make your pages ahead of time and then add your pictures? No, not always. However, I've been showing you how to do this. Go ahead and do a basic part of it, then set it aside, put anything together that you want to put together. So I want to put this down at the bottom on each side. And I'll probably not even glue things today. And then I've got plenty of room for pictures up here. I could put pictures here. I even thought about putting a little line of this tile here. But let me see. Because this was a tile piece and it's tile on back. But I really like these bright colors. Around the pool, you've always got tile. So let's just cut off one strand of this. Now, this is our 12-inch trimmer. I've got the special in blue. It comes in white. It's actually out of stock, I believe, right now, because we've had so much of the spin get situation going on. Now, so I've got these little guides, so it'll show me right where I'm going to cut. And so I want to leave a little edge like this, so I'm going to cut to the other edge here. And there's a little guide down here at the bottom too. And it's that little black line is where it's going to be cutting. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to skip one. That's just me. Because I want to be sure that and I can use that other little strip for something else. It's not a big deal to me. It might be to you, and that's okay. There's, people would ask me, well, how do you scrapbook or something to that effect? And there's not really a right or wrong way. It's what your personal taste is, for one thing. You might learn a few basics as far as what goes together, how you want to not put more than usually 3 colors together or 3 papers, patterns together. And one of them should be a little bit of a muted one. So it just, it's still your preference. Okay. So these two will be the two I'm going to use. And then I've got this paper and I've got this little stripe, but I can use that later. But I love my 12-inch trimmer. This has got housing on it. You've got these blades that you can take in and out. Very easy, very safe. The housing, this is a mat, and so this mat gets changed around. It can use 4 different times. We've got a 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this number up at the top is showing you what number I'm on. And there's usually about 500 cuts per. This is also where you expand out for cutting bigger paper. It's got a little foot on the back of our right here, so that can close up, but you can also, it helps level it out. This is a place where you can store an extra mat. This is all the blades that we have right now. And of course, I've always got an extra blue one because I've got a new one here, a straight one, because I use that the most. These are all different textures and or designs, I guess I should say. And so, but anyway, that's how that works. So I thought, oh, I'm covering tools. I just might as well cover that too a little bit. So, I might actually move this up just a little bit. I don't know which way I'm going to do it. But see, if I put that down at the bottom, it just gives a little oomph to it. Or should I go ahead and leave that down and just build on top of it? Let's just do that for right now. And I just lay this out for the first time until I decide how I want to put these together for sure. And then I try to post that picture with my video so y'all see. But that in itself is a perfect page. If I don't go any further, it's got plenty of room to put pictures on where I want to put journaling or anything like that. But I had these mats cut, and it would be really tight. This is 4x6s, but what if we put that down underneath the little bubbles there a little bit and offset that a little bit? Um, you know, could do a little square here or whatever. I mean, I just grabbed these, believe me, a couple circles, another mat. And so, no matter what you've got going on, you can make it work. So I'm just showing you some different options there. These are 4x6 that I've cut because almost all of our pictures can be trimmed down just a little bit. And then you can put a journal box here or whatever, or, you've got a little smaller one you can put here. We also, with this collection, have mats that are already pre-done, which would have cute sayings and things like that, um, that you can use or utilize. So pool state of mind, you know. So you've got all kinds of things here. They've got sayings on the other side. Some of them you would want to be able to cut in half. You get the stories. Jump into the blue. This dark blue here could be a smaller one there, which will fit a, 3x4 picture. Relaxing by the pool. And like I said, I hadn't gone even through these. Life is cool in the pool. So, you know. So a lot of ways to use your mats and things. So those are made specifically 4.5 by 6.5 in order to fit a 4x6 picture. So I wanted to show you this technique because a lot of our border punches will work that way. If it's one where it's got it where it stays on, it's not a chain, so it stays on. In other words, when you turn it upside down, this is solid across here. It's not going to fall off, in other words. And so those are the kind that you can use and fold it and punch where the fold is. And then you would have 2 pieces of paper that would match. So just showing you that. Okay, let's go on to another punch. Oh, and I should have showed you this one here is on sale right now. It is our striped umbrella punch, and little pieces inside of it there for some reason. So this punch do one punch here, punch it like that, and here is the umbrella. And that could be, you know, a nice little addition on the page. And if you punched out in different colors, these little things could be put in different colors. So, but it shows up really nice on this dark. And so this is normally 25 and it is on sale this week, I think till Friday for $12.50 or while supplies last, because this is an older punch. We also have a pineapple punch that is on sale this week too for $12.50. So be sure to tell you about that. And how many have participated in the crazy buy it, spend and get, and you get, if you spend $150, you get to pick one of three items. There's a paper pack, and then there's these bins, a rainbow dot. This is our small and medium. They're huge. So I'll have to show them to you. And then this huge one. This is that. So I told somebody you could put a small child in it. It's got the trolley sleeve on it, so it can go on top of a roll cart, I guess, whatever. Okay, so now I want to show you our border maker system. Take because I want to just be able to punch. But I wanted to ask, and they were new about the border maker system. So I said, well, that'll be part of my video this week. So so our system contains of these two pieces. This is our guide and this is our housing. And then it always comes with one punch with it, which is our picket fence, we call it. And it can be, things can be woven through it. It's very versatile. You can use it as a fence. You could cut the tips of the top off and make it as a, I guess, a railroad track, or, you know, so it's very versatile. Okay, underneath here is this little guide that you know, normally would just flip up. And so that's where you line up your paper. But here you can see these little notches too. And this is a magnetic. So whenever it goes down, it's kind of like magnetic, so it'll hold your paper. And so I'm gonna punch in this dark blue, or this blue paper first. And so I want it to hold in there. And for some reason, this is just a little bit longer than it needs to be. Some of our cardstock, it has a variance to it. And so sometimes it might be just a touch longer than the 12-inch. And anyway, it fits in here. This goes down, and this has got little notches here too. So you can see these little notches here. And then, like I said, these are the guides in the back. Well, our housing is made, it's closed like this. And so I'm going to use this new wave crest chain, just come out. And so if you think of it, the name goes in the back and the little dots or guides go on the front. And you heard that snap. Now on the back is a release button. So when you push it, it will fall out, or you can pull it out, either way. Snap. So I know it's in. These little grooves match up right here. That's how you know that that is. So you weave your paper through this little hole, and this little guide right here, this little notch can match up with that notch. So it's got about 3 or 4 places that, see, I can tell that's not in until I know it's right there. And then that is, and you can go from either side. And it's punch 6 times. You just carefully pull out a little bit and go down to the next and punch. And you do that 6 times. And since this one is a chain, it falls off. And so that is our wave with wave crest. Okay. I also want to punch another one in this light blue that I have here. I can tell this is crooked, so I need to trim it up just a little bit, straighten it up. Probably where I was using it on something else. So I always want to start with a fresh straight edge. And you can tell I'm using scrap paper, things I have left over, because there's no sense in starting with a new piece of paper if you have something that'll work. So then we push that underneath. Trash. And again, this is going right in between. See how it's right in between this paper. Nothing, and then the notches will line up. So, got that. I'll punch. I find that I do better if I'm standing up to punch. I'm not today, but I can, and you want to make sure that it's always pushed in all the way so that you have the same style punch. Okay. So the reason I wanted to show you these two is because let's see how much space we need. Looks like we need 1 3/4. So I'm gonna make sure that this paper is even. This is just white. And I'm gonna cut me a 2-inch strip. And then I'm gonna cut this piece pretty level on one side. And let's cut it at I can get 2.5. Might not need 2.5. Let's do 2 3/8. 2 1/4 won't be enough. Now, use my repo. My repo tape is inside my tape gun or jumbo tape runner. You could use a regular tape runner either way. We haven't. That one, the tape runner itself is sold out at the moment, and it won't be back for a little while. Now remember, I cut a little bit off of the edge of that blue, so I'll have to match that up and trim that in a minute. So. So what I want to do is kind of want my darker at the bottom. Now, I usually have a silicone mat I use, but I have found out this is easy for me to pull out. You could use a plastic bag or whatever. But our repo tape, it's got the little dots on it, so it doesn't stick when you use it on this is parchment paper. You know, so that's just my little trick and stuff. But if you have a silicone mat, it works well too. And so what I want to do is I'll put this kind of at the bottom. It just got to have a little bit of a edge to it. So I'm gonna do this one on top. And you don't have to have it all over the thing. You just need a little bit. But you know, when you're putting something that's got all these little holes in it, the little dots don't show through. Okay, let's just even this up a little bit. So I'm just kind of making sure I've got the same distance between here as I do on both ends. Okay. And then I'm going to bring this upside down and just trim it real quick. So I was to, we'll just use this as an example because I'm not cutting anything else right now because my main thing was to show you how to use the border maker system, the difference in using our border punches and then our plain punches. But now I've made a border and it'll decorate this page up. And so if I do just down here, kind of at the bottom on this, let me move it up a little bit so y'all can see it. But if I just do it like this up to down to the bottom, it kind of looks like waves. I could bring it all the way to the bottom if I wanted to, you know. Actually, this one could go on the side. It decorates the page. Trying to pull some things here that I have. Okay. And you can make those whatever size you wanted to. You could angle this a little bit whenever you do your picture, you know. It's just kind of nice if these kind of barely touch or are very close. So when you go to do them and you can do your picture on top of that, make one a journal box. You could actually do another one. You can make a bigger one. I just didn't pull out. But you know what I have here is these mats. And this front cover is a white one. And it's fine to use it as a mat. So let's do maybe this way. So something like that. And then you've got those. Now, what I'm saying is I might make this way. I might take a picture of it so I remember it. But then what I would do is I just pull all these together with this piece of paper and maybe paper clip it or clip that together. And then when I get to do my pictures, that's how I can match up my pictures with whatever I'm doing. So that's what I do a lot of, even though I might have showed you how this might look. It's not necessarily that it has to stay the same. So tell me what y'all think of those. See, this one here is actually a good one to use, Fun in the Sun. And see, and I can actually cut this part out of the center and make it like a frame. And then that could be a journal box, or I mean a title and place else on that jump in the blue, into the blue. Girls just want to have sun. Thought those was kind of cute. So anyway, several different ways to use our tools. And I just want to be sure to show you how to use the border maker system today, as well as showing you off the new two new punches. This is Wave Crest Chain, and this one is Bubble Scallop. Okay. So let me switch my camera back. And hopefully you enjoyed those today. And let me just kind of, this might be a better view of this huge bag. Like I said, you could put a small child in it. but our big sorting, our big organizers will fit in here. If you have a table or something, you need to put those on instead of having them shelved on a shelf. Our albums fits in here, things like that, bigger items. And then these are the two others. This one is a set, so it comes with both of these in the set if you have a $150 order. And that is only good until 1 o'clock p.m. this Friday. And knowing me and knowing how things work, they're going to start running out of these because they only put out a limited amount. So it's still while supplies last. If you see something here that you wanted or that you liked, and then let me show you the paper pack or the pack that came out as a part of it. Or this is an extra one that they had. Oh goodness, no lighting. Let me just switch my camera real quick. I should have had this one out earlier so I could have showed it to you. But this is called Heartfelt Noteworthy. It is a lot of the teals and greens, and then it's got these you can cut apart, use them as mat, or you can use the other side, which is a plain color. There's only 6 pieces of paper there. There's 12 sheets of double-sided paper here. And then they also had a sticker set, which is really cute. A lot of good sayings on it, friends, cheers, all the feels, snapshots, great memories. And then 2 sets of stickers in this island mint and a plum. So just to let you know that these things are, this is a whole set. So this is worth, the value is 46. The large tote, the Mega Daddy tote, is a $46 value, and the bundle of the two is a $54 value. And so that is if you do the $150 order. And so, we print photos. We have spines that you can print to match your album. We have a set of 6 different albums. One is on last chance now that they're going to take them away. They're kind of a while supplies last or up through this Friday, and they'll be removed, which is the ones for the scenes bundles. And so we've sold out of some of those and some of those punches. I showed a lot of those or talked about those last week or so. But anyway, just to let you know that, it's a good time because this is kind of like our Christmas in July special that CM has been doing. So just letting you know that if you were waiting on a special, now is the time to get it because they usually don't have them that have this large of a value and that many choices that where you get to pick. A lot of times it's like you you do this and we give you this. You don't have a choice in it. But this one they've given you 3 picks, 3 things to choose from. And so you can let me know if you have any questions about it. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope you make comments on it. And please let me know whether you got the pool paper and if you got a bundle. Which bundle did you get? Or did you get, which prize did you get, or the gift did you get when you picked your, if you've already spent the 150? Let me know how that's yours. So I'll know how my team and some of my customers have been doing and what their picks was and their likes were. And so, but it's kind of interesting to see what other people have picked out too. All right, I appreciate it very much today. And so, again, this is Connie Skaggs from Ladson, South Carolina, right outside of Charleston. 29456 is my zip code. You can go on my page, our website. You can shop from there. You can also see what events I have and on my schedule. I keep those in our search there. And if you're new and you want to ask me some questions, please put in the search and CM will see that I get that message and I will be in contact with you. All right, we'll see everybody later. Thank you so much. Bye.